A very good evening, everyone. So let's give 1 or 2 minutes for others to join and we can start the session. Till then, we can have the introductions given. So please introduce yourselves in the chat box, whether you're a student or a working professional, and what are you expecting out of this masterclass, and what made you attend this masterclass. So give a small introduction about yourself so that we know more about the audience for today. Yeah, please introduce yourself in the chat box. Hi Pavan, hi Homkar. You can let us know like which year of college you're in or what uh, company you're working for so that we know more about the audience. Hi. Good guys, then be interactive and this for the entire session. It would be great. I can see many of you replying. That's great. Okay, I can see most of them are college students here. Yeah. Okay. Second year, first year, nice. Okay, we can just give 1 more minute for others to join and we can start with the introduction and the master class. Nice. We have most of them are from college. We have first year, second year, and third year students mostly from what I can see in the chat. And it's great. Okay, we can get started slowly and others can join in. Yeah. And good evening, everyone, once again. This is Soumya from AllPro Trainings. I'll give you a brief introduction about what AllPro Trainings is. So we are into training and consultancy services. And we generally train for individual, corporates, and colleges. And we have students from different part of the world, Canada, US, Europe, UK, mostly. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, I'll try to be a bit louder. So we have trained more than 10 plus students all around the world, mainly from US, UK, Europe, and Canada. And this is Soumya from AllPro Trainings. I think first few lines were not heard properly. So we are into training and consultancy services. We train for individual students, corporates, and colleges. Yeah. And right now we have more than 100 plus colleges under us as clients for their trainings that are given for placements. And we also provide internship opportunities for students from various years of their college, like first year, second year, every we can provide internship as well. And today we have our masterclass for Android. Please ask all your doubts in the chat and be more interactive so that you learn more out of this masterclass. We have an expert here for teaching us today. And this is a great opportunity if you want to know more about what Android is and to know how you can use this technology for your better career perspectives. Yeah, and we will also be providing you a feedback link. You'll have to fill the feedback link to get your e-certificates. And e-certificates you'll be getting within a week from the day we send the feedback form. So this is this is an overview about what AllPro trainings is. And on the consultancy side, we also help students for placing them in different MNCs and startups. Yeah, and today we have a trainer, Pankaj, with us, who has like 11 plus of experience in Android and has worked for many prestigious startups and companies and MNCs as well. Yeah, and let me take you through the agenda for today. So first 10 minutes will be participant introduction. That is, you can introduce yourself in the chat box. We will continue with that introduction part. And 45 minutes will be for webinar content. We will be covering about Android technology. Our expert will be explaining you on that. And 20 minutes will be for queries. You can ask all your doubts and queries regarding Android in the chat box and we will address it for you. And 5 minutes will be for student guides. So student guide, it is for people who joined today, and we have some special offers and we will be explaining about how the course will be for 5 minutes. And APT offer, this offer is only for people who join the webinar. We will be giving you a special offer for the course. Yeah, and last 5 minutes will be for your queries on how the course will be, how we will take up the course, and we will also be sharing you the feedback link for your e-certificates. Yeah, this is the agenda for today. And let's start the masterclass. Over to you, Pankaj.
Hi guys, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Can anybody ping?
Yeah,
Oh, sure, fine. Yeah, so let's start with introduction. I've seen a lot of in the chat, lot of guys from colleges, first year to final year, and from many different places all across India. So yeah, good, welcome. And let me introduce myself. My name is Pankaj, and I have total 11 years of work experience, and mostly into the multiple domain of Android, especially from embedded, mobile, automotive, as well, and currently working for the set-top box domain. Yeah, currently I'm working in set-top box domain. So do you anyone to introduce anything, or everybody here? Shall we start the master class? Shall we start the class? I think everybody is here. Okay, give me 2 minutes. Yeah, so I think everybody could able to see this. Okay. So let's just start day one. Basically, one of the master session of mine. Go through. We have I have already introduced myself, so let's start from this. So Android. Okay. Basically, whenever I discuss any have a training in Android, most of the time people used to follow like what happen when you do application development and when you do framework development. But my strategy mostly like to give you a history of so for the Android, so that you can able to know that it's not only like 1 year or 2 year of development, but a whole 20 years of development coming around in the practice. And it's a big vast topic which is accumulated in the one places. And you can see nowadays like currently on this one like a billion a lot of people on the world is using this Android. So let's start basically from the picture that from where it started. So I'll give you this. How many have your idea of these two? Can anybody ping me in the chat if you are aware of this? No. Okay. Okay. No issue. Yeah. So he's the left side. What you see is the Andy Rubin. He's the main guy of Android. He's the actually the founder, CEO of Android Incorporation when it all started. And the right side is one mobile phone on which he has worked before to working with the Android Incorporation. So in 2003, he was working with the Danger Incorporation there, and there he has done all the round work, whatever you see in the right side mobile working on this one. So it's a basically QWERTY based mobile which is started. And this is also, I will come on later why this Danger is one of the important thing. So in 2003, what Andy Rubin has started that he want to start something for smart OS, something for smart camera, digital camera. He want to create OS which is like capable enough to know the preferences, or you can say context aware. That means the camera is able to know that who are you, and your location, your information. Based on that, give you suggestion based on that. And be aware that this is 2003, so at that time what are the OS in the market is the Symbian, Windows Mobile, and only this thing. So then he found out, okay, this has very low consumer base because it's not going to be as successful. So what he decided, he then moved to something of making a smartphone OS. Basically, it's not given at that time a smartphone. It was just given that they will go for the mobile OS, which is context aware. So in the year 2003, when he started his own company, and that is called Android Incorporation. And why it's called Android Incorporation? Because when Andy Rubin started his career with Apple, he was fond of Android, the robots, and because of that, he was himself named as an Android as a nickname in there. And because of that, he used that nickname because if you take Android, that is a Greek word which means the man, and from there he started, and he was nicknamed with this one. So from there he started calling the organization itself with Android Incorporation, and then it moved to the product itself was famous as Android in the market. Okay, so in the year 2005, if you see this danger was one of the things which make it popular with Larry Page and Sergey Brin. He is the founder of Google. They have well aware of this danger, and then you know that okay, this guy is capable of doing something exciting. So in 2005, when they found out okay that Android Incorporation is there and they are looking for funding, then the Google suggested, okay, we want to acquire you, and this is the thing, we want to make a smart OS so that we can give our advertisement as our Google search on the base of that one, because they know that okay, advertisement is one of the, and if you know Google, so Google is basically handling advertisement as their biggest strategy. They're not into the hardware segment. They're not into most of the software. The basic business ideas coming from the advertisement. So say, okay, if I have a smartphone which is running on some OS, then obviously this might portray to increase the advertisement. Okay, so when 2005 the Google acquired it, they have implemented a lot of people in their development, and then in it came the year 2007. That is one of the revolutionary year with respect to a smartphone, because that year Steve Jobs had launched the Apple. Okay, iPhone, first iPhone was launched, and this iPhone was basically one of the high end product. They have a smart touch screen and all component looking very cool, the animation, everything looking very great. So I give you an idea. Suppose you are in some business and your competitor launch a biggest product, a famous product which become hugely popular outside the market. What you will do? You will let it release your whatever unfinished product as soon as possible. So that happened with the Android. The Google has decided, okay, what we do, since Apple already started with the iPhone, I will move with the Android and release that thing in the market. But how do I release? Apple has hardware totally with them. Okay, but I don't have a hardware. How do I manage with that one? So with the most of beneficial with that, Android started coming with the Google. They have opened something called Open Handset Alliance, OHA. That was organized in 2007, and then the Android beta version 1.0 was released in November 2007. And 1 year later, this. Uh, 1 year later, this Apple has moved to releasing a beta product, and then it will then after release it will become Android open source project, which they have included. And with the help of Open Headset Alliance, which come together in the multiple places. If I give you the Open Headset Alliance link, okay, if you're able to see, these are the market partner which is available at that time. So you have the network opener, you have the software vendors, you have the hardware vendor, you have the device manufacturer. Everyone is there, big corporations as TCLG, and they will bring the hardware with them. Okay, so now they came that, okay, I have the Open Headset Alliance, I have started this thing. Okay, I'll give you all this thing. So let's start doing the software. So in 2008, they delivered their first version, which is the this one beta version. If you go through this on the Wikipedia link, you will see that, okay, it was released in here, and that version is 1.10, and it was called, it was named as Android, but the internal name is, every product has some internal name. Okay, the marketing name, it's the marketing name which they use, it's called Astro Boy, which is from there, and then from there it started Android 1.0. Okay. Yeah, year 2008, they released the market. That the first Google I/O happened, and then they released the market to open so that the customer can use this. And with that, they released their first mobile phone with the STC smartphone, that is called G1. And with the help of G1, this is incorporated in the market, and people tested. And later, this version got increased. Now, currently, we are in 2022. Android has given their developer preview of Android 13. That is the project code name is called Tiramisu. And if you're aware of that, Android, whenever they started, they have put something, what you call, say, contractionary name. That is the suite name. Okay, we have someone in chat. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a danger hit up, correct. Yes. Okay. Yes, so yeah. Yes, so when Android they given into this one, so basically all the software, wherever the software started, they follow a certain version. Okay, it's basically kind of a naming scheme for any of the software. So how do I understand that? Okay, for the next year to what some new version is released. So based on that one, If you follow that the Android versioning scheme, they follow, and any software, it's not the Android versioning scheme, but any software whichever release, they follow something called major version and minor version. Okay, and some marketing name, or you can say the how the it become popular outside the world based on that happens. So the major version is basically in the respect to the version. Whenever you upgrade a software, when a software is created, you start with some version 1.0. And if some major change happen, that you restructure the architecture, you make many UI changes, something like that, that is called major version change. If you do very minor tweaks, that one file change or something very little UI change, it's called minor version change. So normally in the version category, we follow major and minor change. So recently, if you're aware of that, we have Android 13.0 in the market that were launching. It was in the DP release, and it was going to launch in September with the Google I/O. And recently, they have made a Google I/O also just last June, somewhere around in the June. Yes, there. So let us start. Let's see the Android history version. So if you follow this, if you're aware of this, this is the major version 1.0, and this is the minor is there. And this very important term which is used for any software developer, especially for Android application and framework developer, this is API, that is application program interface. So this is how I distinguish as per programming level, and you will use this in many places in your Android Studio, that based on this API level, my product or my functionality has been changed. Okay, so later on the code name become one of the biggest name, and actually it was one of the biggest marketing strategy, how to make yourself popular in the market. So they come up with a confectionery theme, that they come with a sweet based, and based on that one, let people guess another end similar to the Easter egg, and then that product was released with that name. So we have cupcake 1.0, sorry 1.5. We have then see donut, eclair, froyo, honeycomb, gingerbread, ice cream sandwich, and later till Android Pie. You can see Android 9.0, which is released in August 2018. Now the problem was these confectionery was popular in their own country. For us, we have, for Indians, marshmallow is very rare idea. You're aware of Oreo, but marshmallow and something like honeycomb, gingerbread, especially gingerbread, doesn't make any sense to an Indian guy. So what they tried, they have in year 2019, coming with the Android 10, they have given a new marketing name. So itself is going with the confectionery outside market. They have internal name with this RST, something like that. But outside market, it was labeled as Android 10, Android 11, Android 12, and currently Android 13, which they are going to release in upcoming September. Yeah. Any doubt you have till now? If not, then we'll proceed with another one. Okay, let's proceed with another. Yeah, so these are the Nexus devices which Android has come up with, coming with the Open Headset Alliance. So in that sense, many manufacturers keep their own hardware, and the software will come from the Google side, which they release at as soon as it was released in the market as that particular version. So left side you have the G1, then you have a Samsung Galaxy Nexus, LG, and recently, if you're aware of this, the Nexus device has been dropped after 2012, and then Google has completely to move into the hardware segment, and they started working on the Pixel devices. So currently, they're working on the Pixel devices. Okay. So before moving to our topic, if anybody has any doubt, you can ask. Okay, okay, we'll proceed further. So this is basically what we deal with the history, and this is what we deal with the history. Now we'll come to the Android system architecture. This is the picture which Android team has used in the Google I/O 2008 when they are releasing the beta version in the market. So if you take this picture, this is the whole architecture, how Android, the framework and the complete thing was built on the top of it. So here, if you see in the, let's start from the bottom to up, or if you are mostly interested in the application development, so it's better to start from the top. So in the top side, this is the applications which is existing either on your mobile phone, coming from a OEM side like Samsung, OnePlus, or uh, um, MI and everything. They have their own contacts application, phone application, browser. So these are called system applications, which are included with their own operating system. So ASOP is open source, Android open source project. So anybody can take that open source, and based on that one, they can create their own operating system. Whatever the OnePlus has did it, the Oxygen OS, the Samsung has did it. Samsung has their own MIUI, which they are using with the Android, and different vendor, Vivo, and all guys has did like that. So in there, we have the top layer, the application framework which exists. This application can be a system integrated application or a third party application, which you can install from your Google Play Store, like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, any of these kind of application, which app developer is aware of that, that whenever they create it, they upload on Play Store. And second thing is, like, you can also have an internal application which is developed from the Android Studio, or and use that Android Studio, or from some different marketplace, use that and push it into that device. So that's also belonging to the application. Whatever is running on the device is mostly on the top applications. Okay, so whatever applications is there, so connect to the system. That means at the system, Android system layer, these application will need some API, which we already discussed, the Android programming, application programming interface in basically software domain. That how I connect some information. Suppose, for example, you want to using Paytm app, and in that app, they say that, okay, I want to share this information to my contacts. One of the one of the contact in my contact list. So how you get this contact information? So for that, you have content provider, which will give you all your contact. Then if you want to understand, okay, what is my GPS location of the device? So I can share my current location. So for that, you need to get information from the location manager, some different more information, and these information are bringing from the application framework. Okay, this is the layer after the application, from where we get all the information, the SDK. So whenever you create any application from any on Android Studio, this is the place where you are able to get some information from the system. Okay, now from this system, now you need to know that some little, okay, when Android started, it's basically Android creation happened because a lot of companies, team members, which is present a part of Android, is working multiple organization before, where they have already have much idea about it. So with their respect, they're saying that why Android becomes success, because all these people come at a place at the right time, which having all skill set. So they have multiple have it coming from such thing, like one guy is Dan Bornstein, which is actually the creator of the Dalvik virtual machine. And Dalvik virtual machine is the one thing which is essential to Android, which make Android to run so faster and so well on any of the device. And it's one of the things which make it successful previous than the predecessor of all smartphone OS phone. So that is belonging to the Android runtime here, and some different library, open source library, or some internal libraries, like you have lower level Bionic library, the C library calls, or if you are using your database, then you have the SQLite, which is your database, lightweight database, your media framework. That means whenever you playing any songs or audio with that one. So these are library come into the picture with respect to handling the framework. And Android has did one good thing, that they have taken a software stack. They have made a software stack on top of the Linux kernel. The question asked to the many Android core team members, why you took Linux kernel, which is already in the marketplace? So the answer was that if the system is already there, why you reinvent the wheel? Because Linux kernel is well trusted since long time. It was when the Linux was in 1992, he released this kernel. From there onward, it became huge successful in the market, and many open source projects, even many big corporations are using the Linux kernel. So that's one of the reason Android has trusted the Linux kernel, the low level driver module. The kernel is basically nothing but a the low level architecture on which your hardware runs. So this is the optimized coming from the Linux towards open source community, and all your drivers, basically how you open the display, the camera, the Wi-Fi, all the bottom layer information is done in the Linux kernel sets. The top layer will interact this, and this will come with the picture. If you are aware of especially all the CSE and AAA students are aware of that hardware will run on something on the kernel, either monolithic or microkernel, and those kernel will give directly communicate to the hardware surfaces. Okay, with respect to Linux kernel, Android made some changes which make it essential to work on the Android perspective. One is the power management, and second is called IPC, that is inter-process communication. And if anybody has idea of Android till now, they know that okay, there is something called binder as an IPC that is used in Android. Most of the IPC used all over the Android is the that guy is the binder. Okay. So this was year 2008, which was given this architecture. The recent architecture, when you go to the one site called sourceandroid.com, you will see similar to this. It's nothing much difference. It's all the same. Only the secure element was added here. The apps which we have discussed, the framework, native libraries. There's also a layer in between which it's not showing in part in here, but that is also part in Android 2.8 1.0 when they have introduced. There's something called HAL module, that is called hardware abstraction layer. So all your hardwares like your camera, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth stack, all this hardware will connect from the Linux kernel in the bottom one. They have the drivers. Okay, but how Android make architecture in such a way that you directly can't communicate to the driver, but this HAL will help you out to communicate to the driver. So it's mostly for the not from a framework development perspective, but app development perspective, but mostly at the framework development perspective, you need to know, understand a little bit of the HALs. Okay. Okay. Till now, any doubt? Anyone can put in the chat if any confusion. Okay. Okay. I think so. No doubt yet. Okay. We'll start with our next topic. Okay, so now they're coming the picture. So can anybody tell why Java was selected as the programming language of Android? Any idea? So if you're aware of the Android application development or any basically any layer of Android, you're aware that okay, the first development happened and all the source code are in the top layer, the Java. So can anybody give me a reason why Java is selected as that? It's a great language for me, backend of application. Yeah, that's yes. That was one of the thing, but think it like in the year 2003 perspective when Android has moved to select as that 2003 Java, because we are talking about the when with the respect to the history when Android started. So it was year 2003 where the more popular language are C, C++, Java. Till now, you don't have Node.js and all this thing existing in the market. It was came after 2010 onward. Okay, so the main reason was Android want the important thing of getting popular of these kind of smartphone is their application space. That means your Play Store, marketplace. You have for Android, it's a Play Store. For Microsoft or Windows is a marketplace, and for iOS it's App Store. So iOS become huge successful because of the App Store. Lot of apps on that on the iOS Apple side. So what happened that when you have a lot of apps, so the interactivity of that one become huge popular. But who will create those apps? All the developers. Okay, and the iOS ecosystem is so small. iOS ecosystem is so constrained that okay, you need to have this language, this hardware, this all this thing. So they want Android to be as popular as that. If you want to compete that, then you want to choose a programming language which is known to many of the people at that time, and and you should have something system that, because Android whenever they started, they supported multiple platforms. So they want such programming language which are suitable for many platforms, and Java is one of the biggest, you can say one of the top programming language at that time, which can run as a bytecode at that time. So all the later programming languages, Scala, Kotlin, all these things come later on the picture. But Java is the time that support the multi-platforms. So that is the one of the reason the architect has selected Java to make as well at the application development or even at the API framework layer, all the source code are still in Java. Even if you go in a SOP source code project, they're mostly in the Java, not in the Kotlin. Okay, now the questions about, okay, if you're aware of this thing in the market that Android application development before 2016 on before, people are mostly into working on the Java side, but then they came the new programming language in the market that's called Kotlin, and Kotlin replaces, and Google also supported Kotlin, and they saying that they are going Kotlin first. So what is the reason behind it? So the basic reason it all started is like, you can also say that when the iOS started with some of the Objective-C, and then they moved to the Swift programming language, depending on there. Similar to this, when Android started, we did a development of application development on Eclipse, the ID, the integrated desktop environment, development environment, which where we do for the development is the Eclipse at that time, and Android gave multiple support for that. Later on, the company called JetBrains, they have created a Java-based environment which all the backend developers use. That is called IntelliJ ID, and that ID is also able to support Android at that time. So JetBrains has seen that a good opportunity, so they come along with Google and they say that okay, what we do is we create our JetBrains ID, make it all adaptable to specific to Java, uh, specific to Android, and release a ID with respect to Android developers. So that ID become Android Studio, and that becomes so huge popular that Android is now leave supporting that properly, support for Eclipse, and then they move totally into the Android Studio. And recently, if you see, most of the Android developers are using Android Studio as their primary ID. And since JetBrains has developed that ID, so what next? If you develop your ID, so you want to create whole ecosystem, the next you develop a new programming language, and that programming language is a Kotlin. So that's why coming with Android, since Android is too much popular with the Android developer community, Kotlin become popular. And when your the main manufacturers say, okay, it's a Kotlin first, then obviously all the developers say that, okay, why don't we move to the Kotlin? Going with this, but there's no any problem understanding with either you go with the Java, either you go with the Kotlin. The whole architecture is the same. The only the programming construct up and down, it will happen. You learn a little bit of construct and then you do the development. But once you're aware of the architecture from the Android set, it's very easy to choose any programming language as soon as when you want to use the construct. Okay. Now next, the thing is like for application development, what are the essential things you want to know before generate for any Android application developer? One thing is the ID that we have discussed, integrated desktop, integrated development. Yeah. Okay. This is one of Android Studio, which is already aware of that. So we'll see. So yeah. Okay, so Eclipse, Visual Studio, IntelliJ ID, if anybody aware of that, these are the already existed and ID existed in the market. And why ID becomes so much popular? Because they are compiled, complete build system, compilation system, everything in one package. So it's easy for a developer to, if you have any compilation issue, that ID will tell you that this is the compiler happened and this is the place where it failed. So it's a faster development happen on this one. So that's why it's very preferred on the all the application, even on the backend side development. Okay, and then came the Android Studio, which you guys, if you're able to see, this is the Android Studio. This is the latest one, which I have downloaded. And sorry, here, if you're able to see, this is the latest version Android Studio Chipmunk, which you're using for downloading and working on any of the applications. Okay, so that's the Android Studio for you. So here it's mostly like this is the architecture. It's this is the architecture of any application. Here you will have source, and there you will write your code in this particular folder. And they have their own this build system. Okay, so Gradle was chosen for especially for Android perspective. It became most of popular. It was given from Apache, but it became most popular with respect to Android developers. So Gradle was one of the top priority build system with this. Okay, later on, sometime you want to do a code, you want to do something from being an app developer. It's easy that you want to expose to the API, which is exposed from the Android perspective. So for that, we use something like this. This is the code search, which is the open, full, complete open source from Android side, where we want to see any API. We want to check on that particular place. So you can guys also can check CS Android. And this software development kit. Okay, so this SDK. So software development kit is basically very simple for any application kind of developers or any software developer. So some guy will create a particular set of APIs which a certain developer can use to create own application on the top of it. That is called a software development kit. So Android also come with a software development kit. So what happened, this whole source code was bundled in one places, and you will see those bundled in somewhere in here. If you go there, yeah. So this is my Android API SDK, this Android jar. So this is the compiled resource, and this compiled resource is help developer to find out that what API is useful and what API you could call from that purpose. So mostly it was in this SDK manager. So when I talk about the API layer, this is the place where actually and distinguish from a developer, that developer know that API level on which particular API level, like the current, if you're able to see this, it is the tiramisu, that, and this the API Android is the API 31. So based on this one, we'll do our application development, that which API I need to call and which API I need to call top of it. Okay, so that's the SDK, software development kit. all the compiled bundle resource. Okay. Any doubt in all the previous foundation which I talk about? What is ID? What is Android Studio, and all this? Anyone has any doubt? Because I know you guys are mostly from the college, and till now you're just aware of the programming language, that C, C++, Java. But ID, I'm not sure whether you are aware or not. Okay, if no question, then let's proceed, Anna. Maybe you guys will ask question later on. Okay, whenever you create an application on Android Studio, okay, you created an application, but the question is where you to test it, on what place. So if you are iPhone developer, if you have the iPhone, then obviously you can't able to test on your mobile phone. But if you have an Android mobile phone, you can test that application on there. You can push that application on that device, and you can test what is the working scenario. But to those people who don't have Android devices with them, Android has created something called Android Virtual Device Emulator. So it will give you like similar to feel of Android mobile phone recreated, and you could launch on your system. Okay, you can launch on your system, and then you can push your application on that particular devices. So it will help you out to test your application. Question: what laptop is needed for Android development? Okay, you could do any of thing. I personally, I have tested on many of. I have tested on Mac. I have tested on Ubuntu. I have tested on Windows also. So any laptop with at least the RAM should be 16 GB. If you're using very less RAM, then it's not possible for any application, because Android Studio will run very slow. So I better suggest is 16 GB RAM. Okay, and OS is like all OS is multiple supported. Even you could do on the virtual box also, virtual machine also. But the problem will there, what one need to learn first to do Android development as a beginner. Okay, so as a beginner, who is, sorry, may I know who is asking? I couldn't get the name actually. May I know who? Can you ping me your name? Okay, yeah, Ankit. So your question is what you need to learn first to do Android development as a beginner. So first is like you need to know one of the programming construct. Like normally we, for any basic developer, we don't jump into Kotlin. We start with the Java. First, a basic Java construct. Then as you want to learn the basic the architecture of Android and what all the API is exposed to a developer who is to do it. Okay, roadmap for Android development. Okay, we'll come to this picture right now. When I finish 2 more slides, then we'll come on that picture. Okay. Okay, so AVD is the emulator for those guys who don't have any Android device with this with them, and they want to test your application. So for that, the Android is given the Android virtual machine. Later on, we can show you on many of the places you can see that Studio has given this opportunity. So if you click on this, it will run the app, and there you will able to see your virtual machine. 1 second. So these are my virtual machines which I have created for this. So when I launch this, I am not sure whether how many time it will take, but it will launch in there. Let's launch and we'll see something later. Okay, next, tools. Much important. Okay, you want to debug your app, you want to debug or something on your mobile phone, Android mobile phone, how you debug those. Okay, so debugging those, Android has given you some particular tool that is called ADB, Android Debug Bridge, and this help you for debug. You want to get all the details from the logging, what if your application crash, why it crash, all details you'll get by the help of this tool. So that is called Android Debug Bridge. Okay, that's all for I think so. That's all for my session. Okay, and I want you to showcase this. Yes, so this is my emulator.
Thanks, Pankaj, for the wonderful session. And guys, if you have any questions, you can ask the trainer now.
Okay, the roadmap for Android development. Okay, well, as a beginner, may I know who asked this? Ria, am I right? Yeah, Ria. Yes, so Ria, the roadmap for Android development. See, I giving you the whole picture. We have deal with the 20 years of the product development from the Android perspective. So the roadmap, whenever we started, the first for a beginner person, I normally train that okay, we start with a programming language which you are suitable of. Either you, if you're suitable Kotlin, I don't have any problem. You can start with that one because programming language is another construct. But the thing is, like, you need to understand that basic Android, how you want to create a UI on Android, how you want to pass that information from one line. So suppose you created a password screen, so you want to password and authenticate that screen. So how you take that data from one screen to another screen? Correct. Suppose you created one app where you input some information like your name, and the next screen show hello Ria, like that. So how you develop like this case. So these are basic and how you persist your data, like even if your application is crashed or even if your application is destroyed, the next time how you see the same data again. This is called, normally called, persisting in the case of the uh, basically software construct. So these are the things. And then what all the Android architecture base which are given to with the Android perspective, and many library which we have used in Android, because today in today market, the application development, either you take Android, you take React Native, or you take iOS. The major thing which come in the application development is their code libraries, which is present there. How we use those libraries to get all those data. So that is the basic the roadmap of this Android development program. Yeah. Any more doubt? Any more question, guys? Yeah. So I want to show you, yes, this. So okay, this mine has crashed. So you will see something like this. This is my emulator. You will see something, it's equivalent to a mobile phone having with you. Here you can push your application and you can test whether it's working fine or not. And this is the place you get all the whatever we are talking about, the logcat. So this is the place you'll get the logs. So this is my currently connected with one of the system is connected there, my set-top box. And this is my emulator, which is it. I can connect to my own mobile phone also, and this is the place where I get the logs. Yeah. Okay, guys, any question or shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, Pankaj, I don't see any questions in the chat.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. If there are any questions, we'll let you know, Pankaj. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining the session today.
Yeah.
And thanks for giving a wonderful session and answering all the questions. We will move on to the next session. Yeah, I will share my screen. So this is one of our students' feedback video. She is from the USA and she has taken a course after having a career break, and she got placed as an RPA developer.
Hi all, I'm Sivagami from US. I'm a student I have learned Blue Prism course from AP trainings to restart my career. They trained us very well and the trainer is excellent. After the course completion, I felt like 100% worth for that money I paid. I recommend you to choose AP trainings for your better future. Thank you very much. Bye.
This is one of our students' feedback. We have a lot of the feedback videos with us, but because of time constraint, I would like to play just one for now. Yeah, and now we will be explaining about the methodology we follow in AllPro trainings. Yeah, so we in AllPro trainings we call it as APT 5 forces: simple learning methodology, students recall, creative explanation, fingertip materials, and additional bonuses. I'll be explaining each one of these in detail going forward. So simple teaching methodology. Every session would be for 75 minutes. We will split it into 6 different sessions. So first session will be for 10 minutes. You will revise yesterday's class topics and you will clear all your doubts. Everything is going to be live training with the expert. So you have all the means to clear your doubts and queries during the session. And session 2 will be for 20 minutes. You will cover that particular day's topic. Session 3 will be for 15 minutes where you will do a hands-on practice. So whatever code practice or whatever output needs to be done, you will be asked to do it in the environment which we will be providing you for the training. Session 4 will be for 15 minutes that will again cover the particular day's topic. And session 5 will be for 10 minutes. You will again practice for some time. And if you have any doubts, you can clear it in the last 10 minutes of the session. So each class is going to be for 75 minutes and you will record the entire session with the trainer and you will close the particular day's class. And this is a learning pyramid. So you have YouTube videos, you have materials, books, but when you have someone to mentor you and you practice it and you also teach your peers, the learning is more great. So we believe in a method where you discuss, you practice, and you teach others as well. The learning becomes really fun, and the results are more when compared to other learning methodologies. So creative explanations, we give you an online notebook where you will have all the materials that the trainer gives you for reference, and it is going to be through Zoom or Skype. You will collaborate with your peers and learn, and everything is going to be online. So online has become a part of a life since COVID. So nothing to worry. Every class, we will make sure that your learning is perfect and you are able to execute that particular day's code or task. So we have something called OneNote. Every day notes will be given and the access to this OneNote will also be given. So any links or any study materials, any interview related questions that the trainer shares with you, everything will be given in the OneNote. And this is like lifetime time access that you will have. So you don't have to worry about it. We follow something called mind map where the trainer will identify your strengths and weaknesses, and we will work separately on the weakness part where more of uh, focus will be given, and where you're able to understand it better, we can rush according to your pace or we can slow down according to your pace. So it is not common for all. Depending on your learning ability, the trainer will be able to guide you and train you better till you understand the concepts. Yeah, so every in between every training session we will give you a feedback form. You can fill it. The trainer will go through the feedback form and take the classes accordingly. And more info that we give to our students is class notes with pictures. So you can go through it during your interviews, internships, or any other classes that you are going to attend in the future. And diagrammatic flow explanations, everything will be explained diagrammatically, and you will have flow charts so that it becomes easier for you to remember the concepts. And we will also give everything in OneNote. As I told you, everything is going to be given as notes for you. And fingertip material, this is given in a cloud drive where you can access it from anywhere and anytime. This access is only for the students and you can access it anytime going forward. Video recordings will be provided for each class, and class notes and documents will be provided. Software with license will also be provided for the students. Yeah, in this way, you are able to learn it completely, you're able to execute the project, you're able to see the output. So this is the methodology that we follow in AllPro trainings. And additional bonus is pre-interview session. So any number of interviews that you attend, you just have to come with the JD and the company that you are appearing for and get the training assistance from our trainers as well as the team. We will guide you on how to go about with the interview for that particular job description and that company. So resume preparation, we will also help you with it depending on the company and the job description that is given. We can modify the resume as per the need so that you get noticed and shortlisted by the HR very easily. And lifelong community support. So once you've joined our AllPro trainings, we make sure that not just during the course or just after the course you get the guidance. Even after 1 or 2 years, we still have people coming to us for support, where you, if you're switching for a job or you need more guidance and assistance, our team will be there to help you. All that you'll have to do is reach out to us. That is something that we expect from our students. Yeah, and the other one is professional certification. So professional certification is very important when you get into the working environment. So for that, for Java, you have multiple certification that needs to be done to prove you are worth for that particular role. So we will also help you for that for the certifications, and we will also be sharing the job links to all of you. So students who have been like enrolled with us, we will be sharing the job links and JDs. You can apply for it as well. LinkedIn recommendation, yes, once you finish the course, we will all recommend you on LinkedIn so that you get more reach on the platform where recruiters are actually looking for resources. We will also tell you how to reach out to HRs and find out the job opportunities that is there in the market. Yeah. So this is one thing, and I would like to show few of our students' feedback. So this is from one of our USA student who I was showing the video of. She learned RPA course and she was like now placed with a very good salary, and she is taking 1 or 2 other courses to upskill with us. So that is one good thing. Once you become a student, if you want to upskill in the same domain or different domain, you can come to us. We give you that opportunity as well with a great discount. So this is one of our student, SQL student who was from a non-professional background and he wanted to jump to IT, and he took SQL course from us and got placed with a very good package from coming from a non-experienced background. And this is from non-IT experience. So this is totally from a non-IT background. The student, he got training from AllPro trainings and was placed, and she also completed the certifications that was needed. And we have few more reviews on Google Business as well. You can go and search for AllPro trainings in Google Business. You will be able to see other feedbacks from our students. We have more feedbacks, but I cannot show everything right now, so that is one thing. And now going to the APT offer that we have for students who joined today. Yeah. So let me first explain about the training model that we have. So we have one training model which is full course. Full course will be for 35 to 40 hours. Uh, each class would be for 75 minutes. As I said, you will have 6 different sessions with hands-on training. This will be through Skype or Zoom, and every session will be recorded, and recorded videos will be given for your future reference. That way, you are able to recollect and prepare well for the interviews as well. Yeah. So this is our training model. Can you all guess the market price that we have for Android outside? Yeah. Can you send it in the chat box, please? Just the course price that you would have come across in the market if you want to learn Android. Yeah. Okay. Someone's saying 5K, 10,000. Yeah. Any other response? 25. Okay. Someone's saying 30K. Okay. Someone's saying 12K. Okay. Okay. Mostly it's somewhere between 15K to 20K, the responses for the course and market price. Yeah. 15 to 20K. Some saying 30, 28. Okay. So the market price generally for Android development, there are different platforms that you can see that would range between 25 to 30K, which is right. Most of you had got it right. Some of you got it right. Yeah. So we are not going to give it at the course market price. So our course is not going to be anywhere between 25 to 30K. So can you all guess what price we are going to give for AllPro training students for Android development? Yeah, can you guess it in the chat box, please? Okay, 7 to 8K. Yeah, okay. Okay, okay. So if I give it for 17K, would you be interested in getting the course? You can put a yes or no in the chat box. Okay. Getting some responses, which is no, some saying yes. Okay. So this is not the price that I'm going to give it to you all today. Since you've all been very interactive in the sessions, and you've been really great in asking questions also today, we are giving you the opportunity to learn at a better price. So some of you had given us 7 to 8K. We will give you the full course at 12K. 12K only, with full guidance and assistance from our expert who has like 20 plus years of hands-on experience with Android. So he knows from the start till the current scenario that is happening in Android using Kotlin or Java, anything, he'll be able to guide you better. So today we have an offer for next 60 minutes. I would like to give it for next 90 minutes also. That full course will be for 12K. If you want to make block your seats, you can make a payment of 1,000 first and block your seat and pay the rest afterwards also. We will give you all the guidance, that is for sure, and all the recordings and environment will be set, and you will work on a project and you will be able to do a perfect Android related project by the end of the course. That is an assurance from us, and that would go into the Play Store. So this is one assurance that I can give from our side. And the entire learning, till you learn each and everything, we will make sure you're able to execute it by yourself. Okay, it's not going to be like we share you the code, you just try to deploy it and then get it on the Play Store. That is not going to happen. You'll have to really learn what is happening with the codes and what are you actually doing to get the particular output. Okay, so your next 90 minutes offer that I would like to give for full course will be 12K. Yeah, 12K with all the recordings and materials and the someone had asked about the environment, right? We will help you with setting up things also. No, don't have to worry about it. And I'll just share the payment link. You can make a payment of 1,000 to block your seat and then start with the course first. Okay, so as early as you join, the better it is for your learning experience. So even after some time, if the current market needs some other technology for Android, don't have to worry. We will guide you with all the things. So every technology has something new coming up every year, right? So we will keep you updated. We will create a separate WhatsApp group with you and the trainer. So any new technologies or any new thing that comes up with Android, you can just come and ask to us, or we will also keep posting about the new updates in the group. Once you are okay with everything, you can put your app in the Play Store. So full course will be for 12K only. Okay, people who are interested to join can make the payment of 1K and send us the screenshot. You can reach out to any of the admins in the group and we will guide you accordingly. Okay, and special bonuses pre-interview session. As I told you any number of interviews that you attend, we are there to help you for that particular JD and company. And resume preparation help according to the JD and the company, we can modify it. We will give you all the samples, so you just have to modify and appear for the interviews. Professional certification guidance. Any new certification comes, we will help you with the materials to prepare and get yourself certified. Certifications here would be the professional certifications that are given by Microsoft and Google and other companies from their end, Salesforce, etc. And lifelong community support. We will be there to help you for sure. So all that we want from your side is to come and ask us that you need help on this particular thing. We will be there to guide you definitely on that. Yeah. And your special advantages, clear queries anytime with the trainer. So we are going to create a WhatsApp group. You can ask all your doubts and queries to the trainers in the WhatsApp group. And training at your preferred time. So if you're a student, you might prefer a different time. If you're a working professional, you might prefer a different time. We'll make sure that your learning happens only when you are ready for learning at that particular time, because that's when the learning happens really great. And recorded videos, yes, every session will be recorded and given to you as a recorded video. So once you learn Android, you can use the same recordings and create multiple more apps. So that is a great opportunity for you here. And we will also provide job links. So depending on the openings and referrals, we will give it in the group. You can apply it directly. Salary prediction for a fresher, if you see, generally in the current market, it's from 2.5 to 3.5 for a fresher. But if you are equipped with the technology and if you're able to do an app, you can start from 3.9 minimum, I'm saying. But if you have some examples, if you have worked on codes, if you have multiple number of apps in the Play Store, you can just ask them to start it from 6 or 5 as a fresher only. There are many people who are like with a good skill set and they know what needs to be done for an Android development, and they have landed with a good package. Yeah, because in other technologies there is a possibility of you not telling them that you know this particular technology well. Only if you do a complete project you'll be able to showcase it. But here in Android you can do it as an app and show them the real working app to prove yourself that you are capable of doing an Android development. So that is a very big plus when it comes to Android development. So if you're really interested in developing apps or to get into some development roles, or if you are an entrepreneur and want to do an app, then I suggest this is a great platform and you can learn it really well with our trainer. He's a very good trainer, and you will be guided really well. Yeah. And apart from this, we would also want to talk about the internships we are giving for all the technologies: data science, IoT, automation, testing, Android. So any internship opportunities also we will be able to give you in our company. So you can reach out to us or the admins in the group for internship opportunities in any of the technologies. Okay. So we will be able to guide you, and internships will happen from 15 days to 30 days mostly. You can reach out to any one of our team members and they'll be guiding you on how to take it forward. Okay. And any other questions? So internships are right now online because of COVID, and we will be able to give you all the softwares and everything. And for Android, as I said, you will be assisted with Play Store account, you will be assisted with how to do the app, and you will have a live training, live app on the Play Store by the end of the course. That is for sure from our end. Yeah. Any other questions? You can ask me in the chat box. I will share you the feedback link. Please fill the feedback link for to get your e-certificates, and make sure yeah, this is just an thing that is in the market. So if you are holding any certificate, make sure you know more about the technology. Okay. So if you are showing that you have an e-certificate on Android, make sure you know more about the technology. That is what people expect from you when you hold the certificate. Yeah. So that is very important. You can fill the feedback link. You will get the certificate within next Sunday. Okay. Within a week, you will be getting your feedback, certificates on your mail IDs. Please fill it correctly to get it on time. Yeah. And any other questions you can ask me in the chat box, or we can wind the session for today. Make the best decision. People who've already joined, it is very great that you're learning new things in the market. You're taking the effort to join and learn things. Make sure you're able to tell the recruiter or the person in front of you what the technology is when you're saying I hold a certificate on Android. So that is important. And we have YouTube channel as well, AllPro trainings. You can go and learn new technologies and internship opportunities and Android related queries. Please do ask the admins in the group. And if you are planning to join the full course, pay 1K to block the seats, start the course, and we will help you with all the other things. Yeah. But make sure you make the most out of any learning that you do, and it's really important. Yeah. And any other questions you can ask in chat box. You can follow us on all our social media pages if you are interested in knowing the current trends. It's AllPro training, so you can Google it on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and any other platforms. Yeah, this is the once again I'm sending the feedback link. If someone has missed it, please fill it. It won't be shared anywhere else. Okay, so you can fill it, and we will send you the e-certificates. Okay, and any other questions? Okay, looking to have you forward in the course. We will make sure that you have a very good learning and you're able to execute it. Just having an app in the Play Store would do a different, will give a different picture to the recruiter for sure. We have seen people doing it, so make the most out of this training if you're joining the course. Okay, we'll be connecting again if you are joining the course. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Any doubts, you can reach out to the admins in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, we'll be there to guide you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks. Do follow AllPro trainings for more updates. Yeah.